Hey everyone, Alex from New Orleans Secrets here. Now, if you're a paranormal history buff like I am, you probably already recognize where I am right now. But for the rest of you, the historic home behind me is the Myrtles Plantation, widely regarded by paranormal experts to be one of the most haunted homes in North America. It's been featured on Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, National Geographic Channel, pretty much every paranormal associated TV program that's out there, and that's for good reason. Now, if you've been on my ghost tour in New Orleans, you might recall me mentioning that my first job as a teenager was giving tours of the Myrtles Plantation. And that's what turned me from a skeptical cynic into someone fascinated with paranormal history today. Now, the Myrtles has a very storied and often tragic history that makes one of the most haunted homes in the country. And you might have heard the Chloe story before. The Chloe story is one of the most often told stories about a slave who lived here on the property during Judge Clark Woodruff's tenure as owner. He was the second owner of the home. But today I want to tell you a different, less often told true story about William Winter, one of the later owners of the house during the Civil War, who was shot and killed by a mysterious horseman right on this property. Now, before I tell you more about William Winter's mysterious murder, I want to tell you about two other deaths that take place on this property that I think might have some relation. So, 10 years prior to when William Winter was shot and killed by that horseman, in 1861, William's young daughter Kate was very ill with yellow fever. Pretty wild to think they lived in a time where diseases killed people and they didn't have a vaccine. Am I right? Anyway, Kate Winter was very ill on the second floor of the house here, and her father, desperate to find a cure, had a nearby voodoo priestess from Solitude Plantation in the parish brought here to the Myrtles in an attempt to cure Kate. This voodoo priestess's name was Cleo, not to be confused with Chloe from the earlier story. Now, Cleo spent the better part of the night performing rituals, healing spells, trying to heal young Kate of yellow fever. Now, in the morning, Cleo went back downstairs to William Winter and said, when your daughter wakes up, she will be cured of her illness. Now, unfortunately, when William Winter went back upstairs to check on young Kate, she did not wake up. She had already died of yellow fever. William Winter was in such a fit of anger and anguish that he had the voodoo priestess Cleo killed as a result. Now, fast forward 10 years, only 10, almost exactly, to 1871, when William Winter is sitting in the gentleman's parlor here on this side of the house, when a mysterious horseman gallops by the side of the building calling gentlemen in need of a lawyer. Well, William Winter was an attorney, so he stepped outside to greet the man, and rather than asking for legal counsel, the man on the horse shot William in the chest. He would eventually succumb to his wounds. In fact, the story goes that he died in his wife Sarah's arms right here on the staircase in the main hall behind me. Now, it's pretty bizarre, I think, that William Winter, his death at the hands of this mysterious horseman, was 10 years, nearly to the date, of when he had Cleo the voodoo priestess killed for not being able to cure his daughter Kate. Now, there was never a suspect determined in William Winter's murder. They never found out who that mysterious horseman was, but I think perhaps it could have been Cleo exacting her deserved revenge. But I'll let y'all make of that one as you will. Now, the Myrtles is currently owned by Morgan Moss, someone I grew up with, and he's done a great job recently at adding new lodging to the property, though of course, you can still stay in the house itself here if you're brave enough. And I will say they've also opened a new restaurant in the former carriage house building called 1796, named for the year that this home was completed, and I gotta say the bread pudding is to die for. Pun intended. Now, appreciate y'all watching and stay safe out there.